Hey everyone, it's Anya. Welcome back to my channel. First of all, I apologize if you hear a breeze fan. My air conditioner is currently on at the moment. I'm here today to talk about my weekly empties for my home fragrance, and I've been really finishing off some things and really enjoying my berry themed melting basket for my birthday month, which is this month, June. So I'm very excited to talk about what I've been melting through this week. So if you want to know, then just stick around. Okay, so I have Scentsy vendor and retail. Very proud of myself because I have gotten through 4 Scentsy bars, 3 retail, a set of pods, some samples, and then I have 1 partial here that I just tried, and then a lot of bags. That's retail. Okay, we're gonna hit on Scentsy first. Let me do these 2 samples. I actually have these 2 melting in my bathroom currently. I have Cake Me to Paradise and Blue Agave and Melon, which to my nose smell identical. So I figured why not add a little extra oomph and some fruity bakery, more fruity than anything in the bathroom. Okay, on the bottoms of these, the Cake Me to Paradise, I can smell the orange and I can smell like some tropical rum, but on the top, when you can't really smell the bottom of the tester pots, they smelled identical to me, and I swear they are basically the same scent. Just fruity. I have Blue Agave and Melon. I think has melon and kiwi, if I'm not mistaken. It might be an essence of a green like well, I guess agave. Agave is kind of like a nectar syrup. Anyway, so I have these 2 in the bathroom and they're performing great. So this would be like 1.5 cubes worth, working perfectly. Decided to not hold on to my testers because, like I mentioned previously, I stopped being a consultant when the contract was to be updated, either the end of March, beginning of March, end of March, before the April, I can't remember, but so I do have a set of the spring testers, transition testers, and a set of the fall and winter testers. I've actually had several batches of those, so I've been working through them when the season's appropriate. Okay, next up for bars, I've gone through 4. First one here is I wrapped up the last bit of this bar of lemon sorbet in my kitchen. I really do like this one. This one's like a clean, pure, sweet citrus. I know this has lemon and grapefruit, maybe some sugar. This performs great. It's a great air cleaner after you've been cleaning. I do still favor Squeeze Today, but I did appreciate this for what it was, which is just a bright and fruity citrus. So that performed very well for me in my kitchen, and I did melt 1 set of 2 cubes in the living room when I was at some point, so finished that off. I also got through a bar of strawberry lemon cake, which is strawberry, vanilla buttercream, and a zesty lemon. I love this scent. I feel like this has a lot of mixed reviews, but I enjoy this more than the strawberries and cream scent that we had just recently, which I also did put in my club because it is a creamy strawberry scent, which I'm all for. So I'm cool with both of them. These in my club are a quantity of 2, and then the strawberries and cream is a quantity of 1. So I actually melted this last night with an alternating warmers, one of my bars of Immediately Yes, and this is strawberries, white cake, whipped cream, and zucchini bread. So this had the zucchini bread to give me more of that crumb savory note, whereas this was more strawberries and buttercream, and this has a different kind of strawberry in it. This one's more like fruit punchy strawberry. This one to me is more authentic strawberry. So I melted these in alternating warmers in my living room last night, and it was a stunning mix. It dissipated a lot by this morning, so I'd say I probably got about 10, 11 hours out of that combination. Another strawberry scent that I've gotten through, this was my one bar of Strawberry Bliss. This has strawberry puree, jasmine. What was something else in this? Strawberry puree, jasmine, maybe champagne. It's okay. It's not my favorite strawberry, but it did well. This is strong out the gate. By the time I got home from work, I had put this in before I left, probably about an hour or two before I had to leave for work. And by the time I got back from work after like 7-8 hours, it had died down a lot. Like, this was like non-existent when I came home. So I do enjoy Strawberry Bliss. I would get it again. In fact, I probably am gonna snag 1 or 2 more bars before the season's up, just because I like to have a variety of strawberry scents. So but yeah, I'm enjoying Strawberry Bliss. And then lastly, from Scentsy, I melted the bar Sippin' Poolside, and I had put this in my club and processed it, but then removed it when the catalog change rolled over from spring and summer to fall and winter. And I had wanted to put this in my club just so I could have one bar to try out. I didn't grab any of a lot of the summer scents last year, and that's because I was diving more into vendor, and I was kind of happy with how my collection had accumulated in fruity scents in my fruity collection drawer. But I had put this in there. This is like a swimming pool pear, very cocktaily, very fruity. This is a very strong bar. I really enjoyed this. This actually lasted longer for me for more than 12 hours. And I really like the aquatic note with this. I like aquatics with fruits, and I really did enjoy the pear note in this, so I would get this again. Okay. And then lastly, from Scentsy, I used up my last pack of pods that I already had in my stash prior to my clearance sale order, and strawberry lemon cake. I probably may be in the minority in this, but I will literally melt bakery or enjoy bakery scents everywhere. So to satiate like the need for like fragrance while I'm at work, because I would rather be home just sniffing and melting my wax. Honestly, I would rather be doing that while I work, but I can't. So as a delivery driver, you need a the smell. You need a break from all the pizza smells. Pizza, sandwiches, pasta, salad, all that stuff. You need a break from that smell. This was my break, my little moment of solace in the car. These two lasted about a week, well, maybe 2 weeks. So I would use a pod for like a week, and then I would switch it out to the next one. So I have 4 more in my collection from the recent clearance sale, and it's one of my favorite scents. I just wish they would have kept it in the catalog. Okay, almost missed on retail. Hold on. I've gotten through three Better Homes and Gardens wax clams. So the first one I got through was Caribbean Sea Breeze. I enjoyed this in the bathroom. This has notes of sea breeze, pineapple, honeydew, coconut water, sea salt, orchid, muguet, and moss. I like this a lot more on warm than I did on cold. I feel like it's a great aquatic coconut scent. Very beachy, very fresh, very strong. I would use 1 to 2 cubes just depending on my mood. So I melted this a total of like 3 or 4 times in the bathroom, and this was a great performer. And it lasted for a day and a half or so out there. So really enjoyed that, and I would repurchase that one. Also in the bathroom, I melted red mango and nectarine. This has guava, lime, mandarin, mango, and tangerine. This gives me vibes of like Blue Grotto because of the citrus and the like tropical fruits. I honestly don't know what else I could compare it to. Maybe Paradise Punch a little bit, but I think the guava in this makes it a little bit more tropical feeling. This one I would get only about a day's worth out of each cube that I melted. So I mean, I would repurchase it based on just the scent notes, and a day's worth of wax is fine by me. So enjoyed that one. Another one I enjoyed, and this one went for 24 hours. This is Better Homes and Gardens Berry Lemonade and Melon. So these two were not part of my berry basket. These were ones I had already put in the bathroom. This one I melted in the living room. This is lemon, berry, watermelon, and sugarcane. Excuse me. This is the most authentic watermelon scent I have come across in a really long time. I feel like you get a little zestiness from the lemon, but it's not like a lemonade, but it's definitely adds brightness, adds a freshness. Not so much the berry. To me, this was more like a watermelon, like a red, juicy, cold watermelon that you just cracked open and you catch a whiff of that as the juices are spilling all over your counter. Oh, I can't wait till watermelon season. I would get this again 110%, and I probably will pick up another bar of this before summer's over, which is just starting. So we have some time. And this is from the Round Robin that I snagged. This is by Hostess. This is a cherry fruit bison. I actually finished this off today in my kitchen. This is a very cherry bakery scent. I added two cubes of crumb top, one each in my crock and one in the warmer that's in my kitchen, just to add it a little bit of a oaty brown sugar note. But this is so good. I actually am kind of pleased with how this performed. The wax was like in between a paraffin, like a hard paraffin. You know, like Walmart's wax is a hard paraffin. This was kind of like in between a hard and a soft, like creamy wax. Got about a day's worth out of each one that I would melt. Actually, so I used 4 in my kitchen, so I used 3. No, I used 2 in my crock and 2 in my Scentsy. It's a short, kind of looks like like the etched core, but it's copper, and I don't remember the name of it. It's a really good element warmer. Holds 5 cubes, so that's why I felt like I could do 3 cubes in there, 1 of crumb top and 2 of these. Really enjoyed it. I would get it again. Cherry is not my favorite thing, except an apple cherry strudel, and then like authentic candy cherry. I love a maraschino scent. Really love maraschino sugar cookie. I'm just working my way around specific cherry scents. Okay, I know I have one partial here. I melted a few pieces here of my souffle of Lady Grey in my bedroom. This has vanilla sugared rose petals, Earl Grey tea, cashmere cream, and cashmere cedar. I was just wanting to have something to relax to, and Earl Grey tea scents are something I'm really finding I enjoy. This is phenomenal. I loved this. I get the Earl Grey and I get the sugared rose petals. And when I cut into this, more of the cashmere cedar came out. Like, it's just a beautiful little floral tea blend. And I'm here for vanilla sugared rose petals. It's amazing. So I would get that again. I have a tub and I only melted 2 pieces of this. How much did I cut? So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know how I got 11 pieces. I'm still working my way on how to cut my souffles. I don't want to do like a whole ½ ounce. but I'm also trying to figure out what gives me better performance. And what the two pieces that I melted here in the living room or the bedroom were about this size there, so still playing around with the quantity. All right, Dale, what do you want? I have another Teddy Bees. Actually, I have a few more Teddy Bees that I melted through. Lots and lots of bags. Okay, so I finished off 2 souffles and a tub from Teddy Bees. The first souffle I finished off was I Heart Vanilla Blackberry. This was I just received this in the January pre-order, which I received in April, March. I don't remember. I loved this. This is creamy vanilla marshmallow, vanilla milkshake, boardwalk marshmallow, and juicy blackberries. I really, really enjoyed the blackberry in this. And then that creamy I Heart Vanilla. I really like the I Heart Vanilla. I thought I wouldn't because I have acquired a new love for boardwalk marshmallow. But the way the blackberry plays with that boardwalk marshmallow and then the creamy milkshake and vanilla marshmallow, it's just a sweet, creamy, medium scent in the living room. And I used the whole souffle, and I'm glad I have another one to enjoy later on. Another souffle I finished off is I used the last half of my souffle of Beach Bronze, and I have one more souffle and a tub coming to me. This is ribbons of caramel and honey, sensual vanilla cream, salty driftwood, toasted vanilla, and a hint of smoky marshmallow fluff. This to me is a more driftwood heavy version of Vanilla Waves, and I really enjoyed this. I want to say I melted this. The last little bit that I had in here, I split between my 2 tea lights in my living room, and that is all I needed for that space. It was a very strong performer in my tea lights with a 4-hour candle. I really enjoy this scent. I love Vanilla Waves, and this and Lavender and Speckles Vanilla Surf are the 2 that I have come across that give me Vanilla Waves vibes. And in my clearance haul, I just brought in 2 more bars of Vanilla Waves, so I have 4 to hold me over, but these 2 vendors would also satiate the craving. So I loved Beach Bronzed. And the last thing I finished here is my tub of summer circus cookies. Melted the last half in my living room, and this was phenomenal. And I'm really pleased with how this performed. This was a medium strong, I would say like a 7 in my living room. This is strawberry pound cake blended with frosted lemon circus cookies, and the lemon in this has lemon curd. I remember melting a little bit of this last summer after like 2 months cure time, and it wasn't very potent on the strawberry pound cake, but the longer the time between that point of melting and this point of melting, that strawberry pound cake developed a lot more. The curing on this was needed to make this a better performer in my living room. You can't go wrong with strawberry pound cake mixed with anything, but I really enjoyed it with the frosted lemon circus cookie, so I would get that again in probably another tub. Nope, I gotta keep that. I gotta remember to keep my empties so I can log them off in my spreadsheet. Okay. Today in my living room, I melted this souffle from Swanky. It was one of my first purchases directly from Swanky. This is, I think, from the Homemade Cookie Sampler. This is homemade cookies, wild berry mousse, sugar milk, strawberry crunch, and cream. This is so decadent and beautiful, and I think the decadence comes from the homemade cookies as well as the wild berry mousse. And the sugar milk, it's just so good. It's just a really rich cookie with the essence of the berries. Like, I'm here for it. This has been in there since about 6 this morning. It is still throwing at a medium. really enjoying that souffle. I just dropped it. We'll get back to that. In my bedroom, I melted the sample that I got from the Round Robin in Jam and Donut from Rainbow Melts. This was raspberry jam and sweet fried dough. This was pretty. This actually, I cut this heart shape in half and did it between my two warmers. And this smelled just like raspberry jam, raspberry jelly donuts from Bath and Body Works, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was about a medium in here. This I actually got from the Round Robin that Courtney hosted. This is from Villainous Wax in Life is a Cabaret. So I finished this snack bar in my bathroom and then also my 2 tea lights in the living room. This is lavender martinis, citrus slices, amber smoke, and a floral perfume. I really enjoyed this because of the lavender martini and the amber smoke. It was just a really pretty, almost sophisticated lavender smoky scent with like citrus notes. It was just really pretty and performed very well in the bathroom as well in my tea lights. I feel like this did much better in my tea lights versus the bathroom. I think the day that I was melting sipping poolside in the bathroom, I melted this sample from the Candle Nurse in Luminosity. This is so pretty. You have Creme de Bum Bum, Rio Radiance type, and Beach Bum. This is just a really pretty floral coconut scent with mixes of the pistachio from the Boom Boom. I really enjoyed this. This was just 2 little mini bunch shapes. And this lasted pretty well in the bathroom. I'd say I got a day and a half worth out of that. So that would be a scent I would get again. It's just very perfuming. Sometimes you just crave perfuming. Oh, when I melted the Immediately Yes and the strawberry lemon cake last night in my 2 tea lights, I cut this shape in half from Homestead Wax Melts and strawberry funnel cake. This was phenomenal. This mixed with those other 2 strawberry scents, this is just like a beautiful bakery strawberry, very juicy strawberry. It was a pleasant strawberry. So like fresh picked strawberries, kind of in between like the sweet strawberry and strawberry jam. So I would get that again. In my bathroom, just because of the smaller size, I melted this 38 cents that I got from Friend Mail from Cindy. So thank you, Cindy. This is chocolate covered cherries. This smelled just like cordial cherries. I know it's a weird place to melt a chocolate or bakery scent. But I wanted to see how it would do. So I put all 3 of these shapes, and then there was like 2 sets of cherries and 1, maybe a heart. And this actually performed pretty well in the bathroom. I only kept it in there for a few hours though, because it was just throwing me off. Another part of my berry melting basket, I finished up this loaf that I had poured for myself last year in strawberry pound cake and zucchini bread. This is so good. Like, I loved the zucchini bread, but the one oil that I had poured this with got discontinued from my manufacturer. But I love the strawberry pound cake mixed with zucchini bread. It's heavier on the strawberry pound cake, so it's not overwhelmingly savory with that zucchini bread, and I had intended it that way just because I can find zucchini bread can take over things. So finished off a loaf, which is awesome. Also finished off another loaf. This was actually poured the same day I had poured this one. This one was also a berry blend that I finished off in the kitchen. This is wild berry mousse, zucchini bread, sugar cookie royale, and rich buttercream. I loved this. This was like a really deep, rich, butter heavy bakery combo with wild berry mousse. It's a nice variation from the strawberry pound cake to wild berry. It's just a different kind of berry. Very yummy. Okay. Also part of my melting basket for berry month, I finished up the last 6 pieces here of Adam's Beach Party from Sassy Girl Aroma. And this was gifted to me from Christine Sensing, so thank you, Christine, so much. And this is strawberry pound cake and beach nights. Absolute stunner. Very simple blend, but I 100% where we purchased this from any vendor. It's so good. And that one will go for 2 days in my bedroom. Okay. Lastly, for souffle, like bigger sizes, this is a souffle. I had poured a berry waffle cone, summer scoop, and strawberry pound cake. I just poured this for myself, and I had intended on melting it at some point this summer, and it was delightful. What is interesting though is this berry waffle cone oil. On first sniff, you get like hot Cheetos, and then you get the berries. Like, you have to get past that first sniff and then come back to it. Yeah. And then mixed with the summer scoop and the strawberry pound cake. I really like this. I've had this blend before from another vendor, and I loved it so much I wanted to recreate it for my own enjoyment. So thoroughly loved that, and that was melted out in the living room and performed at a medium strong. I have here a sample from the lovely Spellbound Scents Nikki. This is Pink Woods. Nope, I went over that last week. There was another one from Spellbound. This is Ship Faced. This was so good. This is Jamaica Me Crazy, Margaritas, and Pink Sands. Just a very lovely citrus, fruity, fresh, zesty lemon mixed with like a tropical drink with a little hint of the coconut from Pink Sands. I feel like I get a coconut note with berries. This was beautiful. Love that in the bathroom, and I would get a bigger size. This I also got from the Round Robin. Not a berry scent, but I think our cherries, are stone fruit considered a berry? I don't know. Anyway, this was from Birdie's Making Sense. This is a mystery melt. Could be bakery fresh, fruity, coffee, smoky, or masculine. I feel like I got like a cherry frosting bakery scent. This was like puppy paw shape or a paw pad. I cut in half and split between my two warmers. And I got about, I say 12 hours out of this scent. It didn't last a super long time, but I did enjoy it. Another one I snagged from the Round Robin and melted was here in my bedroom. This was like 2 shapes from Grace and Ivy Candle Co. in Book Boyfriend. This was like 2 hearts. This says Books and Cologne. I think I enjoy like a cologne masculine scent with books. It just reminded me of like opening like an old encyclopedia and you're about to study something and your boyfriend is like leaning over your shoulder and you catch a whiff of his cologne. Essentially, that's what I got from this. And this was a medium here in the bedroom. And then this morning I have in here my one sample I kept for myself from my shop opening. And this is a blend I'm going to be offering in my first pre-order in July. This is Nyx Fire. This is still going. I put this in at 6 this morning. And it's just a beautiful, very warm, perfumey scent. This has red currant, wild honey, roasted chestnuts, smoked coconut, saffron, vanilla noir, warm white birch, sandalwood, white musk, sea salt, fireside leather, and gentle rain. So this is, well, I will tell you, I'm not going to tell you the first part because I want to keep it to myself, but the last 2 oils in this are vanilla birch and chestnut and birch. So this medley came from a 2-ounce bottle sample that I received in a new oil that came from a release from one of my fragrance oil companies. I love how this turned out. This is so pretty. I feel like saffron just adds like a really pretty like ambergris kind of note. You get the smoked coconut. It's kind of creamy. I feel like the honey and the smoked coconut and the chestnuts also play well off of each other. It's just really, really pretty. And this was a 1 bunch shape similar to like lavender and speckles. And that one piece has scented in my bedroom for the last 5 hours and it's still going at a medium strong. And I really can't wait to get more of that oil poured so I can order more of that oil so I can get it poured for whenever anyone orders it from the pre-order because it is so pretty. And I think Oh, two more things. I also melted through a sample in my bathroom. This was like a half clam of a scent that I poured from my shop and crushing it. This is muscadine, key lime, vanilla cotton candy, and marshmallow cream. Something about this combination is magical. This went for about a day in my bathroom, so I'm pretty happy with the day. I don't mind changing out my wax more often in the bathroom, besides it's the bathroom. It's gonna be weird if you don't change out your wax, or you'll smell the bathroom. And if you've ever lived with a boy, you know what I mean. I love this. I'm glad I kept myself a clam and I think maybe a souffle. And I think I just poured like 6 more clams for the shop. I'm working on restocking a few things just based on the oils that I have on hand, just for anyone who may be interested. I'm going to be working on a few more things today too. And then this was, what was this? I don't know what this is. I wish I would have kept a note. What is this? It smells like boardwalk marshmallow. Something else pretty. Like I'm getting a sandalwood, I'm getting a creamy sweetness. I have no idea what this is. I don't know. It's a nice thick bag. I have these thick bags for like my little small break bars. Still working on my formulation for the 6.6 ounce candy bar molds. But what I have poured in there so far with what is in my wax melter, it held its shape, it didn't get smudgy, and it breaks pretty well. So very excited offering that as a size option for the pre-order. But that also concerned me because I only had 10 molds. So 10 molds, and let's say if I do anywhere from 15 to 20 cents, which I already have a list of 12, and I have 8 more coming to mind with all these oils that I bought recently. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'll still be working on test blends between now and the pre-order, and then getting the list out in time for you guys to make your list. I'm just very excited because this will be my first pre-order. Anyway, I wish I knew what was in this, but what it was pretty. And that's everything I melted this week. I hope I didn't go too quickly, but today's been a weird day. I am off today, but like I had taken time to schedule an appointment for my son, and the appointment didn't go how we had planned, and responsibility falls on me, but I thought I had did everything that I needed to make sure something had happened, but it just didn't work out that way, so I had to reschedule for 2 more months out. But that's neither here nor there. So other than that, we focused on getting some food in our bellies, took a nice drive, and then we're back home. So going to be enjoying the wax I'm melting, and I hope you guys are enjoying the things you're melting in your home fragrance and experiences, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks so much for spending some time with me, and I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye.